chest. Yo-ho and a barrel of rum. Drink and the devil had done for the rest. Yo-ho and a barrel of rum. The page wasn't paid by the balls of spike. The balls of rain with a marlin spike. And Cookie's corpse was marked Bedlake. His throat had been ripped like fingers ten, and there they lay all those dead men, like rain cocaine, a boozy can. Yo-ho-ho and a barrel of rum. 15 men of a whole ship's list. Yo-ho-ho and a barrel of rum. A dead and beat damned and a rest on the west. Yo-ho-ho and a barrel of rum. The sleeper lay with his head in gore with a slayer's axe, his cheek and shore. Yo-ho-ho and a barrel of rum. Yo-ho-ho and a barrel of rum. Yo-ho-ho and a barrel of rum.
Set sail and join the colonial powers of Spain, England, France and Netherlands in their fight for supremacy of the Caribbean in the 17th century. Hello everyone and welcome to my review of Port Royale 4. So I wanted at first to show the intro sequence of the game because I don't know, I really thought it was kind of cool. So I just wanted you to like see it. First of all, before I start the review, as always, whenever I get a key, I would always like to thank the developers. So thank you so much for providing me with a key for this review. And actually, to be honest with you, I was surprised because this game is $60 and that's like AAA title. And I'm like, I couldn't believe. I'm serious. I couldn't believe. So thank you so much. It really means a lot to me, and I'm very happy that people still help small YouTuber reviewers this way. So Port Royale 4. I never played Port Royale, any Port Royale game. This is my first one, and it's very complicated. It's very complex, to be honest with you. Like, don't think this is going to be like Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and you're, just using. It's not the same mechanics. It's totally different game, of course, but this is way too complex. So this game is very deep and there are a lot of things to be learned, and that's why they have tutorials in the main menu section if you want to learn everything. And this game will take your time, and it will take your time a lot just to learn the basics. And I mean not a lot, but this is definitely one of the longest tutorials I ever encountered in video games, and very detailed in its way, showing how to do things, and it's very useful for people who love this type of a game. So basically you're in 17th century and you can pick one of the colonial powers: Spain, England, France and Netherlands. And from there you pick one of the 4 characters and their name. Every character has its positives, has its negative sides, and basically, as I said, you pick a colony, and then you decide where will your port be, depending on the choice of your colony. So you can make this game as difficult and as easy as you want it to be. Like here, like in distribution of towns, you can make it as large as you want. You can put as much as gold as you want. So you can make it pretty easy for beginners and Maybe later, when you get better at this game, you can, try with a little bit more difficult settings. So you can choose to have as much territory as you want, or you don't have to actually have any territory at all. So it's basically players choosing. Graphically speaking, I think this game looks great. I love the fact that you can really zoom all the way and you can see the trees, and you can see the people in on the ships working, and people walking around the town, and you can zoom out and see the whole map. So obviously it's not with humans, it's not that huge details, but it's not, the game is not about that, honestly. So there's no point in putting extra details into human faces. So you have your ship, or more, depending how you pick the game. If it will be difficult or easy for you, depending on how you want to play. So every port is connected to a town, and it has its individual production. Let's say meat, beer, and rice. So you have those things, and you trade with other ports from the same colony or from the other colonies. You can also play a mode or set a setting where colonies can be discovered as you're sailing with your ship, and it's kind of nice to find one of the colonies, but this kind of thing takes a really lot of time, and it just makes the progress longer for you to finish the game, because you're gonna keep sailing and looking for more and more and more. The more you're zoomed out, the faster your ship will go. The more you're zoomed in, the slower time will go. There are treasures in this game, which in my opinion are not that worth going for, because the reward is ridiculous, and the combat in the game is not what I was expecting, and I was really looking forward for it. And then I kind of realized that the combat is basically turn-based hexacomb combat. Yeah. Which shouldn't be in this game. Which shouldn't be like it. Well, you can also build your own city. But even though in some of the games like Tropico, I really loved doing that, I didn't really enjoy doing it in this game. Even though I have never played the previous titles in the series, I think that Port Royale is too expensive. I mean, $60, let's be honest, not everyone can afford that. It's not for everyone. And yes, it's detailed and it's deep in its own way, but some things this game has that are kind of dumbing it down, like changing history with slaves like they didn't even existed, and with treasures, and it's just taking way too much time to learn just the basics to make. It's just making the player more frustrating. But even when you learn it, just doing all those things that you have already learned, they don't bring any kind of joy. I mean, maybe it's just me, but I actually did not feel excited going to sail to another colony and selling my rice. The idea of this game, the concept, is great. But by the time you learn everything properly, you already realize that you spent way too much time on the game, um, and now you gotta play it, you know. And it's not a problem that it's too long, but it just doesn't give you that sense of feeling that the game is valuing your time that much. It's like the game developers made it on purpose just so player can play it as much as possible. Like in Far Cry and Assassin's Creed, where you have to unlock stupid towers for sections of the map and loot, find secret treasures and feathers. I'm not saying this game is bad, but it's not really for everyone, and it's definitely not for me. Even though I love all kinds of games, but it is something you find interesting about this game, or if you think you like this game, that this game might be for you. And if you want, you can check the link down below in the description, because I will leave the link of this game, so that way you can actually support my channel. And as I said already, in my opinion, Port Royale 4 is not worth buying for its price. If it was $35, let's say, or $30, it would be much better, because dude, $60. And now, there's gonna be $70 for PlayStation 5 games, like this year when the PlayStation 5 comes. They're gonna be $70 in America. In Europe, it's 80 euros, which is $90. That's outrageous, man. Who's gonna afford that much money? That's insane. It just makes me feel like this game industry is becoming more and more greedy, which I think it's already happened. Well, anyway, that was my review of Port Royale 4. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Until then,